Oh, there we go. Yeah, we are muted. Excellent. Thank you for that. Cheers for that, Sven. Appreciate you. But yeah, how is everyone going today? Sven, Raka, Vladimir, Kiba, how is everyone going? Hope you're having a good one. Okay, let's go take a look. We'll just pull up the balance patch notes. We're probably going to need to reference those over the course of today's stream. Now, what I might do, just in the meantime, in a little bit, we'll start forming up for raids on NA, which is going to be a good time. I'm going, well, glad to hear that. That is music to my ears. And yeah, we have another round of Twitch drops coming up later this week, which was a nice little surprise. Balance patch notes not as bad as you thought. Yeah, honestly, from what I read of them earlier today, there wasn't anything that really stuck out as, you know, this is too heavy-handed. I think, Amir, what's up? Great to see you. You should be able to hear me now. Because, yeah, I did see, well, oddly enough, Conduit actually got away pretty fine. It got a bit of a nerve, but from what I have seen, it's still performing exceptionally well. Herald of Harrow, that's doing stuff in Bavaniso, so I might actually take a bit of a look in there. I think Luminary got away pretty well. Troubadour's fine. Ritualist got bopped a fair bit, but honestly, that kind of got brought down to a totally fine point, I think. I think the quickness build is still sitting at like, you know, 41k or something like that. I think DPS build is sitting at like 45. Like, even the quickness build is still probably a bit overtuned, I think. New player jumpstart. Okay, so what's that? Oh, 30% reward track progress. Yes, we're definitely going to want to do some world versus world over the coming week as well. That will be very sweet. Let's grab that. 4 relics. Oh, cool. Just free stuff there. Nice. And yeah, we can get some more Astral Acclaim by doing Winter's Day stuff. Oh yeah, and Power Conduit as well. That got a bit of a buff, but that's only like a fairly small buff, I think. Okay. Titan Ogre struggling. Power Reaper is 41k in a quickness build. Is that the same benchmark? Power Reaper, I think, does need a bit of a buff to bring it sort of up to where other classes are. Or what I should also actually do. Oh, cool, we got some more gold there as well. I should actually make sure I'm on NA. Afaro, what's up, mate? Great to see you. Region selection. Oh no, we are on America. Sweet, that's very good. But I feel honestly like Boon DPS builds should be sitting around the mid to high 30s or so, and Power DPS builds sitting around the 45k mark is pretty reasonable. So yeah, I think Reaper definitely does need a bit of a buff. There are a few out there. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm going pretty well today. How about yourself? Just grab that. Get sort of our bearings a bit, because we're going to be forming up for raids in about 10 minutes. You also have a bit of a contemplate as to what build I want to play. Let's see. I don't think there was any changes to the bombardment, were we? Not at least that I saw. It was all conduit changes. But yeah, there's definitely still some Boon DPS builds that are overtuned. Thanks for the hydrate, mate. Okay, so a few things I do want to do. I do want to actually get Bavaniso's Mastery done. I need 3 more Achievos for that. Close the doors, like that. 2 seconds. Complete all 3, use medicine on the Titan's inflammation. Defeat an enemy with debris. Yeah, so Evoker got bopped a bit. I don't know where Evoker's sitting at now. Vengeance denied. He's got to break his Defiance bar 5 times. I don't suppose there's going to be a meta up on that. Bavaniso's probs not. Not at this time on NA. Without consuming any spirits, annihilate some Titan artillery. So yeah, I would like to get the Relic of Bavanisos, but you know, worst case, I could always get that for World vs. World as well. You know, what do I have? Proto Bandwatch as Luminary. I'm Too Fast is also Luminary. It's almost 2 AM here in the USA. Yes, the joys of the Australian time zone. Ends up being a bit sus for quite a few people. We got Heelak Troubadour there. And we'll have Power Quick. I'll say even Power Quick Ritualist might be a pretty good try. That'd be a good one to practice a bit more of. Okay. Cool, that will be nice. Actually, just double check what's actually required on that build. No, it's all just Berserkers, Force, Accuracy. I don't really love... I guess Relic of the Claw is kind of fine. It's not really different to Relic of the Fireworks, it's just a difference in how it's actually applied. So we got Dragon Hunter there. I think I reset up this build, so we got Power Ritualist, Condi Scourge, Power Harbinger. How'd you manage to get so many characters? We buy character slots, and then we create characters, really. But for a time, we did have a create a character redeem for channel points, where people would spend 50k channel points, and yeah, we'd create a character according to their specifications, and yeah, that's how we got to 25 on this account, and 25 on another. Space, what's up? Wonderful to see you, my friend. Okay, this one. Oh, we are already on the Lingering Spirits? Yeah, we're on the Quickness build. Yeah, Reaper's fantastic. Like, I've always really enjoyed Reaper. Made a guide on Power Reaper a good couple of years ago. Explosive Growth. Yeah, you know what? I really do like running... If I'm running the Quickness one, they can just put Fireworks on. Do I even have an Aqua Breather? I should go get a Celestial Aqua Breather, actually. Or do I even have any Aqua Breather? No, I don't. So let's go at least get one. Eventually, we will do the new Legendary Aqua Breather. That'll probably be after we're making our Legendary Weapon to sell, which I think I should be able to do this week. We'll spend some time in Worldverse as well, probably later on tonight, as well as over the rest of the week as well. We'll be doing some extra streams on Saturday and Sunday for Twitch drops. So we'll be able to blast out. I wonder if I could even do a few Gifts of Battle in that time. Probably could with the sheer amount of buffs that are on. Okay, Token Trader. Let's go get Cloth Aqua Breather. How many of these do I have? I've got 2 in bank, so I can afford to get another one. There we go. Just go Customize, set this to Fireworks. Bit of extra boon duration just honestly makes... Okay, put that in there, come on. Yeah, Customize. There we go. Don't know why that wasn't overriding. It's probably because it already had something in it. Yep, happy to destroy that item. It's Fireworks. We'll set this to Trapper. Oh, so it doesn't really matter. I'll just... Oh, there we go. Guess what do we have here? I always did the Badges of Honor for Breathers as well, but then I ran out of Badges of Honor because I didn't do a huge amount of World versus World. Okay, regen. Honestly, they just... Condi transfer. I could run the Spear, but... Actually, you know what? It's probably a good idea that I run the Spear. Just so I can honestly get used to it. Berserkers. Force. There we go. Do you have... Got Agony Infusions. I need to get some +7s in that. No news in the Legendary Ring? No, not yet. I assume we'll get some news at some point. Use Invernerate Wanderlust. Doesn't need to upkeep the buff from Relic of the Claw. Honestly, let's just run Relic of the Claw, because we've lost a lot of damage, so we're going to need to make up for it as much as possible. Yeah, new play hero jumpstart, 13 days, cool. That will be good. Let's check the bonus events, actually. Also, we get a 20 slot bag, which is pretty good. Oh, it's just literally complete events. And it's Winter's Day. Yes, Winter's Day is actually my favorite festival as well. Oh, we should change our title now to Legendary Ceres. And yeah, Ring will come next drop. Yeah, I believe that's when it's scheduled to land. So that will be early Feb, I believe. Are we doing on some other currencies? Not too bad. Okay. Let's start creating a squad. I really dislike... I don't dislike Raid Wing 3, I dislike Escort. So I can always do like Chrono just to sort of brute force that. But yeah, Escort is truly one of the encounters of all time. Okay, so let's see. PD should be on, who is... I believe the one who RSVP'd. We'll see who else wants to come. Not to be myself, PD. Maybe Orca if they are available. Do we do that? Or do we do strikes? We could do wing 3 and 4, and then maybe throw in some strikes for good measure, I think. So let's start. I will give myself... That's Berserker. I will go on Power Writ. And if you're interested in joining raids and you're on NA, you should 100% come along. Like, no experience at all is required. We will blast through these raids. And honestly, I think, especially if you're comparing raids to some of the tier 4 fractals, raids are honestly on a similar level of difficulty now, especially if you're just hitting the boss. Shield wing 1 to 4, any welcome. I don't love the any welcome, because then it means rolls are going to be a little bit too cursed. So wing 3 to 4, full clear. Boon heal, boon DPS, DPS, stage roll. There we go. And as soon as I start getting peeps in here, so I'll try and do Q DPS. See if there's any other super chill weeklies that I can take care of. 10 events. Jumping puzzle, legendary rank will be dealt with in raids, I'm pretty sure. Salvage many items, which I can do with this. So let's go 60. Give that some time to start filling. It might take a minute.
It was nothing.
Beautiful, taken care of. Then we'll do local expense. Jumping puzzle, we can just TP to friend for that. A convergence or a fractal. Yeah, we'll do like a round of fractals at some point. Maybe not today, depending on how we go for time. So we've got one, we'll get that, that. Yeah, it might actually be... That's a Kryta or something. Or the Maws of Torment could be a good one. Jade Mech or the Inquest. We'll just really sort of depend on where we are at there. Oh, the weeklies and Wizard Vault Ascender gear are insanely helpful. They really are. Orca, what's up, mate? Do you want to come along tonight? Should be able to. Hell yeah. And we got Darth in here as well. Al, what's up? Young Australian Fiance of the Year. Now upgraded to husband. Need to update. That's all good, Orca. Let me know like once you're in. Cool, we'll do heal quick. Or they will, until Y. So Darth Achilles will go heal quick. Quickness healers, they will go here. Now I need to update this to... Is your married now? Well, I still think fiance, honestly, like, just know we're engaged for quite a long time before we got around to it, so... I understand. ADP, no, I need A heal and Q DPS, then DPS. What balance patch changes did they do? I mean, the most noteworthy things are Evoker got tuned down, Ritualist got brought down quite a lot. Kind of big ones. I think Condi Amalgam got brought down a bit. Gale Shot was brought down. Nothing seems to be, from what I've heard, massively underperforming. It's just some stuff has been brought back down to, you know, pre-Visions of Eternity balance, and some things are still too high. Like Conduit, I think, is still sitting at like 58k bench, which is still way too high. Power Conduit got buffed a bit, which is good. It needed it. Still feels a little bit like a weird spec, I think. There's a few things going on with that spec that can make it a bit strange. Especially for the power build, because you use so few actual skills in... Yeah, over 50k is saying, yeah, no DPS build, no regularly played DPS build should be over 50k. Antiquarian Conduit won this balance patch. Yeah, they've... Well, not so much won, they've avoided a significant nerf. I mean, Condi Conduit... Oh, you're on now, nice. Condi Conduit's a bit of a weird one, because... so much of its benefit come down to not just the skills, but how it generates extra energy and how it reduces the energy cost in Malix in particular. 47k is still high. 47k is still high, but I guess it depends. Like if the boss moves, if the DPS class you're referring to really relies on stationary target, it's not going to be that high. Depends on how difficult it is to actually execute as well. Because even though a DPS may have a benchmark of 47k, but most people, even on the Golem, won't be hitting over 40. We might be able to. TY go Q DPS. Oh, hang on, I'll set them as Q DPS. I actually meant A heal. A heal. I actually mean A DPS. There we go. What's planned for today? We'll try wing 3 and 4, and then if we have some time, move on to strikes. I mean, honestly, if you're hitting like 33k on a DPS build, that's still entirely acceptable levels of damage. And obviously, the jump to Ascender will give you a bit. Make sure you got food and utility. And it also depends on the class you're playing as well. There's some tricks to certain builds. I will actually change myself to... Do I do A DPS? Yeah, screw it. Let's do A DPS. Then I just need... Because then what I can just do is search for an A heal and then DPS. So for the very first bit, I will just go Chrono. Is this the one? I think this is. I think this is the one that's Boon DPS Chrono. I entirely just need it for Escort, and then I'll swap to Amalgam. Let's check. We've got power, power boon, chrono. Yep, that's already on the set that we need. And yeah, as soon as we get an A heal, job done. Yeah, as soon as we start filling for just DPS, then this will be super quick. Yeah, if anyone does want to join on us, you can join up on my account name there. Let's see. Medium crafting bags. Yeah, screw it. Let's just buy many things. Actually, should I? Because I'm going to eventually be crafting all the End of Dragons legendary weapons, I should honestly just set them there. Just port there. Teleporting and sporting. Got focus. Cool, I've literally got the exact right set. And what? Quite often on a power boon DPS build, I'll just throw fireworks on there because it's just going to make things a bit safer for the group. Backline seals of approval. Ooh, I should do something with those. And yeah, feel better soon, Orca. Sorry to hear that you're coughing a bit. Today's probably the day I've been coughing the least, which has been good. Had a brief look at the latest patch. Looks like the great nerfing. For a few classes, yeah, quite a few things kind of escaped it. Ritualist got bopped, Evoker got bopped. I think they're really the two that really got bopped. Conduit still needs to be brought down, Antiquary needs to be brought down. I think Condi Amalgam got just tuned down a bit, but nothing insane. Luminary was more... I think it got bug fixes rather than nerfs or buffs. Actually, there was a bit of a nerf. They reduced some power coefficient, so power Luminary might have gotten tuned down a bit. I'm curious to see where that actually lands. Yeah, I'm not at all surprised to see new specs be brought down. It needed to happen. Things were way too strong. Let's see, can I right click on these and go open in wiki? And Goldmatch, welcome in. Okay, looks like Achilles dipped, unfortunately. So A heal and Q heal. So where can I actually... Currency 4. Eastern Ward. Eastern Ward, the vaults, are they still here? On that be great. Take your pick. Q heal. So that will be Quickness healer. So you come with me. So then I just need an A healer. Gold Mage. Gold Mage, can you A heal? I'll ask. Yeah, we'll give this a bit of time. Cool. So just DPS. TY, that's good. Luminary is great as an A healer. Cool. Boons are done. Hardest part of forming the group. So where can I actually use those Evan Nashblade birthday tokens? Is the vendor just gone? Or is it moved to sort of the old festival area where those vendors tend to live? So I've been having an absolutely fantastic time playing Guild Wars 1 as well recently. That's been a nice return to form over there. Started playing Guild Wars 2 a bit again. Ritualist, Evoker, Gale Shot, really fun. When you try them for this patch, always love the quickness specs. That's great. Gale Shot in particular, I think, was probably the most fun of all the new specs for me. I just really love the flow of how it actually feels to play. Let's go get this. No idea what this path actually is. I assume time. Oh, Darth is back. Sweet. Bonus event merchant. Darth. Still want to Q heal. Yeah. This content is only available during Evan Nashwade's birthday celebration. Troubadour feels okay, but nothing special. Yeah, that kind of is a pretty valid take on Troubadour. It kind of just feels like Chrono by another name. Got DPS, brilliant. How long have I played Guild Wars 2, Robert? Welcome in, by the way. I played Guild Wars 2 for about 11,000 hours between my various accounts. This is not my first account. I played it for about, well, almost since, well, basically since launch with a few breaks in between. So for a very long time. Okay, TY, Darth, go Q heal. Okay, so Darth is here. They will go quick healer, done. Wait. Orca, I need to set them to none. Darth can go there with me. Great. That's starting to fill, which is good. Again, yeah, we got some slots open. Even if it is your first time raiding, come on in. We're going to start with the Embolden, which will be the easy wing for this week. So even if we do wipe on a boss, doesn't matter. It just means it's going to get easier and easier.
Appreciate your willingness to help, but are you sure you're up for the mission?
We're on 9. Love to see it. Oh, Ram Chazuka. Nice.
We'll blast these zealots back into the history books.
All right. I don't know what'll happen inside, but I'm
10. Nice. Welcome all.
When we're ready to begin the assault.
Get someone backwalk. I'll port Darth and Orca up to towers. Then we trio them from there. Gold Madge, can you escort? Done. Roles specified. As long as someone backwalks, I'm not fussed who. What is... I feel like my HP is too high. Got someone saying they're backwalk. Love it. I got Relic of Zakharos here. There, I can probs put that... I know, I'll just put Thief on there, just for a straight DPS increase. Orca doing Discord? Nah, it's probably fine, I think. Hey, looking at the story, like how swimsuit pack is 1k gems more than the other skins. Basically, the least amount of skins that's material. They figured out the optimal gem to fabric ratio. Gingerbread house homestead. You got bird storage. Teleport to friend is great. Material storage is good times. Oh yeah, they got the swimsuit stuff. Nice. Now let's go ready check. Unicorn. Oh, the wizard's hat one though. That's actually pretty nice. We can roleplay as Muckluck. Damn, they got a lot of skins here actually. Feathered Inquest armor pack. It's pretty cool actually. Ooh, gold magic is starting. Yeah, it follows the usual fantasy game rules of armor. Especially for female characters, the less material you have, the more defense. Very counterintuitive. It's amazing how little change there was to Conduit relative to the number of changes there was. It's quite funny, actually. Hey, Crazo, what's up? It's wonderful to see you.
About to try
I
something.
know I'll just eat this food.
Fast as the wind, getting us
If you understand this build, just press 1 and move as needed. Yeah, honestly, that's basically it.
Are you familiar with the concept of friendly fire, Glenna?
It's literally just auto attack, and you will do passable DPS. Relies on you actually having Aegis though, so you might want to dodge occasionally so you don't lose Aegis unnecessarily.
bomb planted. Cover your ears.
Ear canals protected.
Fast as the wind.
Rising. I want these
Doesn't
intruders
really
destroyed. History is being made today, and nothing can get in the way. As long as you don't get too close to the detonator.
I need to reach the healing.
Hey, thank you for the watch streak as well, mate. I really appreciate that. Oh boy, that one hurt. Distort. There we go, we're fine.
She seems particularly motivated to keep us out.
Something big is happening inside.
Cool, so port is coming down. Cool, we'll just kill a bunch of these. Am I even doing a DPS? I have no idea. Doesn't really matter for this. Someone else escort. Cool, let's go. We're missing a few peeps here. GG. This is destabilized. Okay. Give them a minute. I think yeah, they might have DC'd. Oh well. That's alright. We will replace... So just kick from squad. Yeah. Just double check. They haven't come back on. Yep. Right. It's DPS. I'm like, a bit of stab is nice, but really we just need to be a bit strategic about not killing everything. Annie, what's up? It's wonderful to see you. Hope you're having a great day. Everyone, make sure to head over and go check out Fireball Annie on Twitch. There you go, mate. Burp. PD, can you backwalk? Oh, and honestly, like, cleaving them's fine. Like, it's not gonna break anything. Oh, that would have been, honestly, my focus. Like, it's not the worst thing if we kill everything and they respawn, we just repeat. Cool, let's just get the ready check up. Start whenever you're ready. That's the daily, nice. A good chance to make this run. Do I bother with food? Not really. Okay. Let's just get that ready check going. Or do we even just... Cool, there we go. Oh, let's eat that food. Yay, there we go. Oh, that didn't work. Burp. Dodge. That cripple's rough. Blink.
I need to reach the healing springs.
Cripple hurts every time. And there we go. Let's just get the port up. There we go. Leave the cleric alive if we can. Yeah, don't kill the cleric. Clerics are like the best ones because they don't really do any damage. Setup, how's it going? Wonderful to see you. Hope you're having a great day. Okay, let's try and move now. Love it. Try and leave it. If not, we'll just kill them again. Sidestep those AoEs. Cultists are good to kill. Knight's pretty good just to leave there as well.
Fast as the wind.
Make sure we always leave that warg. Yeah, clerics are the best, knights the next best. Cultists are the worst because they're the ones that can fear you. So you want to avoid leaving the cultist alive wherever possible. I'm just doing that so I can group them together, push them out the side. So then we can fully capture it. Yeah, clerics are great. How's married life? Married life is honestly fantastic. Jess and I are so excited we were finally able to get married, and being able to do it over in Scotland as well was absolutely incredible. How have you been, Al? What have you been up to on your break from Guild Wars 2? There we go. Nice, he didn't pull it up. Played some multiplayer games, namely Battlefield. Awesome, and how have you been enjoying that? Go shooting to red. Go shooting to white. We'll just deal with the warg. Walks back up. Nice. Just kill it. A high-end fractal's worth it. You can get the Wellness World infusions much easier than the +9 AR infusions. High-end fractals are incredibly worth it and one of the best ways to make gold in the game. Incredibly rewarding for how little time they take. Great way to gear characters and send to gear as well. Do not worry about the +9 infusions with stats. Just, if you want to just gear up for fractals, just go, well, I'm not on the trading post there, but just go to the trading post and type in +9 and just literally get your infusions from there. Just throw a +9 in every slot. If you want to brute force it, there's more optimal ways you can do it to save a bit of gold, but yeah, you need at least 150 for all fractals, so you're like fully covered.
How dare you set foot on sacred ground?
But yeah, do not worry about those +9 infusions with stats. That is a very high end. You have run out of other things to do. Optimization.
This will lead the White Mantle to rule a new Kryta, and there's
Oh,
nothing you can do to stop his return.
And Gossett, great to see you.
You're already dead.
Like, those are insanely expensive, and I'd only really ever consider doing them maybe on like one character that was my absolute main. But yeah, high-end fractals are 100% worth it, and you should at least have some characters that can do it. Disenchanter. Oh, I don't even know. Well of Action, there we go. And Well of... I'll do Well of Precog. And here, I've got Force and Impact. I will put a sword in. Impact. There we go. Get the ready check. You have 18 infusions? Yeah.
You're nothing but a convenience.
18, I think, yeah, 20 if you account both weapon sets, I'm pretty sure. Kill Coley here.
What is real? Can you tell?
Big CC, need to CC or we die. Cool, we are set. Leave my orb alone.
My arm, limitless.
Nice. Nasty, welcome in. Do you know where the vendor is to buy the achievement that you need for total amount instead of doing the strike? I don't know, unfortunately. Best bet would be to check the wiki. Which way? This way. Yeah, it's somewhere in Arborstone, I think. But I've also never used the vendor there. I've always just done the strike. Did that even get done? Big CC. Look at the sheer amount of CC we're doing there by using Continuum Split on Moa Signet. There we go. Ah, to unlock, you purchase it from the peddler for 200 writs at Dragon's End. Okay, thanks for that, Annie. That's good to know. Am I white here? I am.
Every second you waste fighting my minions brings us one step closer to his rebirth.
Nice. Distort.
Who will die next?
Big CC.
My
Big CC or we die. Nice.
It's no matter. The hairs are good enough.
Bring that one down.
Target the orb. That's good. I'm just going to push it out. How many hours do you have in Guild Wars 2? About 11,000. Spread out across 3 accounts. I'm just going to pull mine off because I actually don't want it to make it so we CC the boss. Cool, easy peasy. And here, let's take that. Portal, Mimic, Blink.
It seems I underestimated you.
Someone's got Ancestral Grace, nice.
I only need to slow you down.
And here, if I can, I like to throw on a focus. There we go.
A new era for Brighter begins with the return of Lazarus. Prepare yourself for his awakening.
Is she tapping into bloodstone shards?
Why'd I do that? That was silly.
Unless we could do this without harnessing a vast reserve of magic. I really want her toys.
You're living on borrowed time.
I don't have enough energy.
I'm gonna need someone to help come along this way. We got a few people made it there. I need some here. Alright, this is gonna be a bit tricky then. Oh, the clerics, they just keep healing. Oh, there we go, got some help, nice.
I have eyes everywhere.
Let's get on that button. But 30 hours in, you're addicted? That's amazing to hear. So 30 hours in, you still got so much to look forward to as well. Let's see if we've done this. We have. Beautiful. Looks like some people are making the final run. Whee! Mesmer is just so good in this wing. And dodge that. Ouch. Nice. Actually, I can just grab that. And then head out to the class I actually wanted to play, which was Amalgam. That's going very well. Do this boss and I'll take a break to go take care of some dishes. Alright. 2 left, 3 right. Honestly, there I just kind of run Mesmer because one, I can easily port people up to the towers on escort. It's very, very good for pushing the orb on Keep Construct, and it's very good at doing the Twisted Castle. So it's just, because I got the capacity to run it, it's very hard to justify not running it. What's that? Power. Like amalgam. You kind of look right. Yeah. Pretty sure that's it. Zara's platforms. 2 left, 3 right. Which group am I in? I am in 3, so I am right. So let's go Control 1. No. Alt 1. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just standard Zara markers. How am I sitting on food? Perfect. The right amount. Far left, close. I know, I'll go /P, right, /D. What will be the most comfortable class 2 hand card to try and learn for your static? Herald. Herald is like by far and away the easiest, I think. Thanks for the hydrated fire. I'll do that just as soon as we find a nice point. Nice. Perfect. See, we are tanking, we're doing a lack DPS, we've got Knight's gear, still pumping pretty fine, and we've got Zakharos Relic.
Living in your cities, manipulating your politics.
Just trust in the glide. Be relaxed, assured in your gliding.
Soldiers, farmers, scholars, all swear allegiance to their cause, all waiting for the moment to strike.
We're down someone, so we might need to move it a bit more. Get the res.
We rise from the shadows to claim what is ours. Reap the whirlwind. He is almost complete. Even if I die, he will live.
Visenya, what's up, mate? Great to see you. Okay, so now we are really gonna have to move the boss. Cool. Perfectly acceptable point. Ooh, using rocket charge right near the edge of the arena. Great fun. In the bubble. Trust in it. There we go. Perfect. Back to the middle, just in case. Boss can probably die there. Good job. Few. 4. There we go. Took a little bit longer than we intended. And Doge, welcome in. We are using the Squad Rolls add-on, which you can check out the Reddit post of how to install it there. Or there's also a version of it through Nexus as well. That's basically an Arc DPS add-on that allows me to, mark people with specific roles. Makes life much easier. But good, now we're going to go take a break, take care of some dishes. We'll see everyone in a few minutes. Sit tight. Why, hello there, everyone. We're currently living in a turbulent time in Guild Wars 2. We have balance patches every few months. We have a new expansion launching next month. Elite specialization weapons are being made available wholesale. Runes are getting turned into relics. Things are changing. But amongst the chaos, something has risen.
God bless us, everyone.
Today, we're covering the wonder that is Condition Harbinger. Welcome back, everyone. With the release of End of Dragons came the new Necromancer Elite Spec Harbinger, and now with a few balance patches under its belt, it's become one of the premier condition damage builds in the game. Not only that, with the exact same gear, you can run one of the highest damaging quickness builds in the game. Being able to efficiently cover off on 2 endgame roles with effectively the same build is completely busted. You pick this up and your endgame PvE life is going to get a whole lot easier. It's time, my friends, for Condition Damage and Quickness Harbinger. Once you equip the Harbinger specialization, you'll get access to Pistol as a new main hand weapon, new Elixir utility skills, as well as having your Death Shroud replaced by Harbinger Shroud. Unlike core Necromancer and Reaper, Harbinger Shroud doesn't act like a second health bar. Here, it doesn't protect you from incoming attacks, and instead gives you access to powerful ranged attacks and mobility skills. With your Grandmaster trait choices, you'll either pulse strike damage, conditions, or quickness to allies while you're in Harbinger Shroud. You'll also inflict yourself with Blight by staying in Shroud or using your new Elixir skills. Blight is a bit of a double-edged sword in that it reduces your overall HP the more of it you have. In exchange, several of your skills get more powerful the more stacks of Blight you have. You'll regenerate health based on your total Blight, and various traits will increase your overall damage. So, one focus of your rotation is going to be building up Blight, consuming it to juice up your skills, and then building up your stacks again. In terms of your Harbinger Shroud skills, you have access to Tainted Bolts, which will simply fire bolts of energy that explode on impact and will inflict torment on enemies near your target. Dark Barrage will fire 6 bolts that fan out in front of you, which pierce enemies and inflict torment. Devouring Cut will launch you at your target and damage nearby enemies when you connect. If you use this when you're at or above 5 stacks of Blight, you'll double the damage and inflict torment. Always make sure you use the skill when you're above 5 stacks of Blight. Voracious Arc will cause you to leap to your target and daze enemies near your landing point. Again, when you use this above 5 Blight, you'll double the damage and torment your enemies. Again, always use this above 5 blight. Vital Jaw will deal some damage, grant you life force for each target struck, and float enemies, which gives a great amount of breakbar damage. All in all, you can think of Harbinger as the glass cannon of the Necromancer elite specs. You lose the safety of a second health bar in exchange for a ton of extra damage and boon access. Now, for our weapons. For our weapons, we'll be using Pistol and Dagger on one set, with Scepter and Warhorn on our other set. You can think of Pistol Dagger as your more damage focused set, and Scepter Warhorn as more of a utility focused set. A key purpose for Scepter and Warhorn is to help you generate life force, which means you can go into Shroud more often, which will then lead to higher damage overall. If you remove Scepter and Warhorn from this build without some extra way to generate life force, on quite a few encounters you're going to find yourself starved of life force, which is not a good time at all. For Pistol, your pistol auto attack will simply fire a shot that deals damage, applies torment, and bounces between enemies. Weeping shots will fire 6 shots and apply both torment and vulnerability. It will also generate life force and pierce through enemies. It's very important not to interrupt this skill so that all 6 shots can be fired off. Vile Blast will fire a dart that inflicts poison, weakness, and stuns foes around your target. You'll also gain life force for each enemy you hit. On Dagger, Deathly Swarm will blind and transfer 2 of your conditions to your target. This is one of your most important skills because it lets you transfer the conditions you inflict on yourself when you use Blood as power, a huge portion of your damage. Enfeebling Blood simply inflicts some bleeding and weakness on enemies in your targeted area. On Scepter, your auto attack will inflict bleeding on each strike, with the third attack in the chain also inflicting poison. Unlike Condi Scourge, you won't really be using the auto attack on Scepter in your main rotation. Grasping Dead will deal some damage, bleed and cripple foes in your targeted area. Devouring Darkness, which is upgraded from Feast of Corruption due to your trait Lingering Curse, will deal damage, corrupt 3 boons to conditions on enemies around your target, inflict torment, and also gain life force. You'll be using this combined with Scepter 2 before and after you enter an exit Shroud from Scepter. This skill in particular is key to you generating life force to sustain your Harbinger Shroud. On Warhorn, Wail of Doom will simply inflict fear on targets in front of you. Very useful if you need some extra breakbar damage. Locust Swarm will grant you swiftness and also siphon health from enemies around you and your allies. This skill also generates life force, which is very useful if you find yourself low on life force. While it won't specifically be used as part of your rotation, there's no harm in pressing it off cooldown. Now it's time for our skills. The core skills for both the condition and health regeneration. When you're above 5 stacks of Blight, it will deal extra damage to enemies and the poison will last twice as long. Blood as Power finds its way onto basically any condition damage Necromancer build. Here, you will inflict exceptionally long duration bleeding on your target, grant might to nearby allies, and apply torment and bleeding to yourself. This sounds like a pain, but with Dagger 4, you can send these conditions you inflict on yourself back to your target for some extra damage. It's very important that you try and land this Condi transfer. It's a massive chunk of damage, so transfer the conditions as soon as possible and hope that your team doesn't cleanse them from you before you do. Elixir of Anguish will grant you swiftness and quickness, as well as damage.
And we're back. Welcome back, everyone. Okay, let's see. We need a handkite. Let's go raids. Wing 4 full clear. Wing 4 full clear. I need an ADPS or handkite. Because then if we get an ADPS, then I can handkite. If we get a handkite, I'll stay ADPS. I should do a Winter's Edge jumping puzzle as well. I do actually really enjoy that. We're drinking chocolate coconut water. Tastes exactly like chocolate milk. It's really, really nice. And cool, we've crossed over 1,000. I can actually convert that into a bit of gold. I think it's probably more useful though me holding on to it for ascended weapons. I think that's better. a DPS? Or can a DPS lack DPS? This will just make things form up a bit quicker. Okay. Okay, we've got someone going Renegade. Love to see it. That would be great. Then I can hand kite and just search for DPS. Yeah, so if you go a lack DPS Orca, that's great. So now we will just specify. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. See why then. Go a DPS Orca and I'll DPS or something. So we'll just go DPS now. Which means I can crack out the Conduit wherever it lives. Here we go. Since you're playing Linux, you get better FPS here than on Windows. For Guild Wars 2, I find I get more stable FPS. And it feels smoother to play. And I don't know exactly the reason. It will vary game by game. Some games you'll get better performance, some games you'll get slightly worse. But I think with Guild Wars 2, what's actually happening is Guild Wars 2 on Windows is a greedy piglet when it comes to CPU usage. It really, really tanks your CPU. Whereas what happens on Linux, because it's running through a compatibility layer, it's translating a lot of the things that used to be done by the CPU to utilize the GPU more. So what I find on Linux is that I get lower CPU usage and higher GPU usage on Guild Wars 2 than what I get on Windows. So I think because of that, it ends up being a bit more stable. Because quite regularly what would happen on Windows is I'd peak my CPU usage, especially when I'm streaming. Which that would cause all manner of issues on stream. It would mean Guild Wars 2 would start a whole thing. So yeah, the actual usage seems to be much more balanced. Let's try and find, where is it? Is the system monitor on this one? What distro are you running? I'm running Nobara. But here we go, let's see. Is that all fine there? Yeah, that is. So yeah, we're sitting on, like right now, 44%, well 40% CPU, maybe peaks up to 60 there, but it's chilling around there. And yeah, like 70% GPU, whereas I'd probably be sitting on like 40% GPU and 80 or 90% CPU with everything I've got going. So I find Linux works very well for Guild Wars 2 in particular. There is a bit of a quirk though, I am somewhat aware of how to fix it, but I haven't bothered. My fonts in the Trading Post and the Wizard's Vault are a little bit different. Cool, we got someone in here. Nice. Oh, let's go back to Conduit. I definitely recommend like giving Linux a shot, especially if you're able to dual boot.
I feel strange.
Using the use all available cores. I love it. They have Ubuntu, but you used to run Fedora as well. Oh, nice. Still some issues with 4K resolution one. Oh, sorry to hear that. Nobara for me has been like very, very solid. And I've had less issues with my streaming setup than what I have had on Windows, so that's good. Let's get the flatbread. Oh, you get 90 to 120 FPS in Lion's Arch on Bazite. Impressed with Bazite so far. That's good. I'm glad you've been enjoying Bazite there, Jane. Bazite definitely seems to be one of those distros that's much more optimized out the box for gaming, that requires relatively, minimal tinkering, which is great. Oh yeah, I'm on like a full AMD setup as well, so that definitely did make my transition quite smooth. Did someone... I don't think someone did talk to Glenna. Nope.
All right, lead the way.
There we go.
Follow me.
I feel
Edie's Fedora and Carly, that also VM, never fully switched to Linux. Okay.
Do you feel that?
Did I have a lot of trouble getting OBS plugins to work on Nobara or not using OBS? I found it would be trickier to install plugins compared to Windows. I think it's a more streamlined experience on Windows, or it could just be that I'm more familiar with it. But also, OBS on Nobara comes pre-packaged with a bunch of plugins that I actually need. And actually, the main thing I kind of need is really only the NDI plugin, which that comes baked in. I use NDI to send the stream to Jess's PC, and then I encode the stream over there. Oh, no. I feel like we're getting knocked around far more than we otherwise would. Don't trust in the stab. What is downing me there? That's very weird. Oh no, we got stability, it's fine. Link over here. There we go. Okay. It's alright, Panther, you're doing just fine. I got a mini, sweet.
looks valuable.
And how is the hardware utilization of VMs nowadays? I was thinking how much work would be to run Windows and a VM inside of Linux. I guess if you only needed Windows for some, I don't know, niche things, I probably wouldn't game on a VM inside Windows. I feel like that wouldn't be a particularly nice experience. But, if you just needed it, like, yeah, I've got a Windows VM set up on a Unraid server at home, literally just to do file management occasionally, because one of the things that actually really enabled my switch to Linux was actually picking up a MacBook, because I use DaVinci Resolve for video editing, and you can get that running on Linux, but it's a bit fiddly.
Why would someone barricade themselves in here?
and it does have some limitations, whereas on MacBook just fully supported, and that has been an absolute banger for video editing. So having all my video editing and productivity needs covered on the Mac means that then the switch to Linux from the gaming perspective is just so much easier. So I didn't really need Windows anymore, so that actually really enabled it.
Time to unearth some art.
But file management on Mac, and particularly interacting with our server, is just, it can be a bit jank sometimes. Don't know why. Mac just doesn't deal with SMB shares particularly well. So yeah, we literally have a Windows VM set up that's just always running for whenever Jess or I need to actually manage some files. It's literally go in there, drag files to where we need them, and then get out. And plus it also runs like a few other things I need for stream as well. Gonna try no bar for Bazite, but you have trouble writing the image. Doesn't like Belina Extra, it seems. Eventually got to work in the Ventoy, but not for installing Bazite. Ah, fair enough.
I could get used to this.
No, that's all good. Might just take me a minute to read it. I got Protect.
Look alive.
Okay, you might want to swap to a lack. Am I not on it? No. That's alright, we'll just deal with it here. Just be careful of those spikes, they do hurt. Nope, someone's down. We got there. What makes Guild Wars 2 fun? Honestly, there's so many reasons why Guild Wars 2 I think is fun. I've made an entire video on that topic just to really answer any questions, but big things are the combat system of the game's incredibly fun. The mount system's fantastic. I really enjoy the horizontal gear progression, so you're not constantly having to upgrade and get better and better gear. The ability to play across different game modes. Whenever you get bored of one game mode, you can jump to World vs. World, PvP, or PvE, depending on what you want. There's so many reasons. Racing on a new gaming PC, AMD 9070. Damn, nice. And 1900 X3D. Okay, yeah, you're pretty set. Like, that will be a really, really good setup for Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 absolutely loves the X3D CPUs. Most likely for its open world and also respects your time. Yeah, it's actually a really good MMO if you don't have a lot of time to play. Good combat, many game modes, easy accessible, respects your time, minimal required grind, great community, evergreen content. Yeah. Like all the old expansion content, it isn't made redundant and irrelevant. So it's not like a new expansion comes out, all the old stuff is dead. It's all still played. The meta events in Heart of Thorns first expansion are still some of the most played meta events in the game. Whoop, we're going. There we go, we got a lack now. And this boss is basically supposed to be a demon. One downside of Conduit is it doesn't actually have easy access to a lot of CC. Oh no, Pantu, no! Yep, you're... Come stand over here, mate. Yeah, Panther, you gotta come here. Come here. Okay, this is gonna be a big push now. Nope, dodge that. Okay, many pushes now. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Now we're good. How much did they nerf Conduit? Only by a few K. It still needs quite a significant nerf. Yeah, 5k. Got a 5k nerf, but already had a 60k bench, so it's still bonkers. Yeah, Rit got bonked. I mean, Rit honestly is in a pretty balanced state now. So even though it's DPS and it obviously got nerfed, it needed to be nerfed. It was just too strong. Dodge through there. And oh yeah, it's always great when that happens, when Samuel targets like the healer who was doing all the CC. Oh. Was not living their best life here. Dodge that. Keep those off the group if we can. Ouch. Stun break. No need to GG there.
Clean.
You can never have too much treasure.
Have you come to crawl inside my head? Join the others.
Do we got someone hand kiting?
There's no more room. Leave now, or you'll
Full
make
Mage
him
and
angry.
Old Mage and Darth. Which one of you wants to tank? Taylor, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, one of you guys tank. You are the healers. You are expected to do it. Yeah, you can solo heal the whole squad. It just makes it a bit harder. And very experienced groups will do that, so then they can just throw another DPS in there. Or another boon DPS, whatever works. And then yeah, that's just a shit ton more DPS that they have. And the Tardad, welcome in. As a new player, should you buy the expansions in order? Sorry if already asked. It's a totally valid way to do it. There are ways you can like jump around between the expansions to maybe get a little bits of quality of life, but then obviously you're doing the story out of order. I think getting the expansions in order is a great way to do it, and conceptually it's the easiest way, because as a new player you're probably not going to have the knowledge and experience to be like, okay, I need to go to Secrets of the Obscure to get Sky Scale, I need to go to Janthia to get the Walker, I need to then double back to Path of Fire to get things for the Mouse, I need to go to End of Dragons to get Glide. Yeah, it becomes a bit confusing, so just doing it in order is a good thing to do. Especially if you can catch them on a sale, which do come around periodically. And because you can get the Heart of Thorns Path of Fire bundle for really, really cheap, it's 2 expansions for the price of 1. It's great value. And solo heal in pug groups is not common. Very, very rare. I don't think I've seen it. It'll really happen in like statics. Thinking Hot, Poff, and Eodish we bought it first. Yeah, if you can get all of them in a bundle, it's going to be the best value. Oh, can we kill it? We might. This is a 1 pull. Nice. And yeah, that's the case with quite a few heal builds out there. You can quite often just run Celestial Gear on them and you will get like good damage.
See, Conduit's still fine. Conduit is still massively overpowered. Got like a 5k nerf, but that doesn't mean too much when your original benchmark was 60k. Hey Riku, what's up? And don't worry, I'm not tanking here. But yeah, it is very, very good DPS. Very nice. Oh, cool. We got the one that has Sigil of Force. Gosh. Yeah. Cool, yeah, let's do Private Dragonstorm, why not? What weapons are we using? We're using Mace, Axe, and Spear. DPS. Q DPS. That's A DPS. I won't be able to play either of the next 3 weeks due to holidays. Oh, that's all good, Orca. Totally understandable. Yeah, 75 on Raza, which every healer should be above. Yeah, every healer should at least be above that. Yeah, I'll go A DPS now. Oh good, looks like the YouTube stream is stabilized as well. Love it. That was for some reason freaking out a bit earlier. No reason, it should be. Daisuke, how's it going? No sleepy, sorry. Okay, so it might actually be cold drinks that trigger the cough. That's interesting. Chome is QDPS. Done. Okay. So we just need DPS now. Beautiful. If anyone on NA wants to come for a private Dragon Storm, come on in. How are we doing on shards? Okay, so we need like another 150 or so before we can buy our Possession Infusion.
That looks valuable.
We've got DPS. Let's edit squad message. Sub to fire. Cool, that is all set. Let's just salvage that as well.
We have completed the task at hand.
Do need more shared inventory slots as well. We've still got more things we can put in here. Which raid we are doing a private Dragon Storm now, so not a raid, but sort of a pseudo strike mission. You know, just say private Dragon Storm, so it's a bit clearer. Are they combining raids and strikes? Yes. In February. In the sense that strike missions will just get renamed as raid encounters. I think they might be unifying the rewards or something like that, so we will have to see.
No dragons.
They didn't make things easy. Clear out the firebugs and make way for the prisoners.
Try and get them to rally off something.
for a landing, Commander.
The area's cleared, Kaith. Bring him down.
We break the champion's connection to the dragons. Then we use that magic against them.
Did that tick off on events? No, not yet.
Ram needs a rest.
Speed restored.
Nice of you to clear out the trash for me, Commander.
Give ourselves some stability there. I still have stability, nice.
Jormag has not yet joined him, champion. You must draw them out.
We're long past excuses, right? You made your choice. This needs to end.
Block. Oh, a lack is pretty perfect
We can't get
for
distracted.
the most part. Things like people are standing off squad.
He'll be back. His pride won't let him stay away long.
Wonder where he gets that from. In the meantime, fire alarm!
Are you yourself? We're here to kill Primordial.
And jump the shockwave, jump that shockwave as well. Okay, let's go blast these.
No more! Today, I obliterate the balance that chains us together.
As long as Jormag is connected to the power of a champion and the Frozen, they will keep Primordus cowed.
Don't let up! We've got to bring both champions down!
And block.
Ram, come on! It's our customer that hurts you!
Same time! One is not enough. We've got to bring Violet and Ram down together!
And evade.
The prisms now. The champions are hanging on to dragons by a thread.
Dragons are vulnerable!
Nope, that one's done.
Elder Dragons. This might take a couple rounds. Stay strong!
Cool, so that one's almost done. That one's going to be not quite dealt with. But you know, I'll just go back over here. Do I still have stability? I do. And block.
I feel it, champion. The connection's weak.
You got somewhat. It's got that weird bug where they die.
Stay focused. One last push. For Bram. For all of us. Champion, help me! There's too much. There's power. It's so wild. Get to the prisms.
I'm coming! Hold on, Aurene! No!
Very nice. Did that take off events?
I'm pulling you back.
It did. Nice. Just trading post in midair. Gold match. Thank you for coming along, mate. Really appreciate it.
Done, champion.
Nothing particularly great, but it's a nice bit of extra gold. Oh, nice. We got some people actual good drops. Got the gift of Aurene. Nice. Hell yeah. And apparently a howl. And Orca, thank you for coming as well, mate. Really appreciate that. But good. Now's a good time for us to go take a break, take care of some more dishes. Jess is cooking up an amazing soup in the next room. So we'll catch everyone in a little bit. Sit tight. Learning how to play your class is going to make everything you do in Guild Wars 2 so much easier. But it's hard to know where to start. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly how I learn a new class and show you just how quickly you can become an absolute powerhouse in Guild Wars 2. I've put countless hours into Guild Wars 2. I've spent the last 2 years making guides on YouTube and squirreled away hours learning build after build after build. So after all this time, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, a bit of time learning your class as early as possible is one of the best things you can do to get the most out of your Guild Wars 2 experience. Being better at playing and piloting your class is going to make everything you do in Guild Wars 2 easier. And good news, everyone, this learning process doesn't even have to take that long. Today we'll be focusing on practicing your PvE builds. It's also my area of expertise, so cool beans. With a bit of preparation, a can-do attitude, and me to walk you through the process, you will be mastering Guild Wars 2 in no time. To start off on the right foot, let's get you sorted with a good build. Making builds in Guild Wars 2 can be rather complicated. There are countless trait and utility skill combinations, not to mention the seemingly infinite armor, weapon, rune, and sigil setups you have access to. Fortunately, there are some insanely smart people in the community that have you covered. There's tons of great build resources out there, which I've linked in the description. They each cover different areas of the game, but no matter which build you pick up, at least you're off to a good start. For newer players, picking an already optimized build is going to save you a huge amount of time, effort, and heartache. Not to mention these builds have been thoroughly tested and have things like DPS benchmarks and DPS logs, which you can use to check your progress. No matter what build you pick, take the time, it doesn't necessarily have to be all at once, to read your skill and trait tooltips. Know what your skills and traits do, how they work together, and any other bonuses you need to be mindful of, and this will already put you miles ahead of where you would be otherwise. Now, Guild Wars 2 doesn't do the best job of telling you exactly how you're performing. If you're in a group of 10 people and the boss dies 20 seconds faster than it did the last time, do you know how much better you did? There's no way for you to know just how much you've improved. That's where Arc DPS comes in. With Arc DPS, you can see your total damage per second along with a whole host of other useful information over the course of an entire fight. This add-on has been an absolute staple of the Guild Wars 2 endgame community for years, and I personally can't imagine my life without it. I won't go into detail here about how to get it set up, but you can check out my previous video where I walk you through step by step how to easily install and customize Arc DPS. This is completely optional, but I do highly recommend it. Now that you're all set up, let's introduce you to the best place in Guild Wars 2 to focus in and practice your class, the Special Forces training area. Here you can summon a golem to whack away at until your heart's content. And as you go along, you'll get a readout of your DPS in the game's chat window. You can apply boons to yourself, conditions to the golem, and even toggle on different levels of damage to practice your healing. For your convenience, you can also use your special action key to recharge all of your skills if you want to jump right back into practicing as quick as possible. Before we dive in, we need to get the golem set up correctly. If you want to compare your performance to the best players in the game, we need to set up similar conditions. Fortunately for us, if you want the exact same conditions that the wonderful people over at Snowcrows use when setting the highest possible DPS benchmarks, there's a guide just for that which I've included down in the description below. However, if you want a quick way to get started, simply do the following. Come over to the right console and grant yourself every single boon. There are some cases where classes get extra benefits based on the number of boons that they have, so granting all of these boons can slightly inflate the DPS numbers of these specific classes anyway. For most cases though, especially when you're practicing, simply do not worry about it. If we want to practice on the golem, we need to remove as many barriers as possible. Just give yourself every boon and move right on. The same applies to conditions on the golem as well, which you can apply on the left console over here. Having conditions on the golem, especially vulnerability, a 25% damage increase, really amps up your damage. So again, grant boons to yourself, apply conditions to the golem, summon a small hitbox 4 million HP golem. This is what most people tend to use, then you're good to go. Also, if you want to have the best time possible on the golem, make sure you use the food and utility that your build requires. Food and utility accounts for a huge portion of your stats, and you're leaving a couple of thousand DPS on the table if you leave home without it. One of the most common questions people have when they start practicing on the golem is, why is my damage so low? Quite often it turns out they didn't apply boons to themselves, conditions to the golem, and weren't using any food or utility. Then instead of doing over 30k DPS, which they are more than capable of, they may be struggling to break 15k. Boons, conditions, food, and utility are important. Don't leave home without them. Now, how are you going to practice? First up, find a rotation guide. You can find these on websites like Snowcrows, my YouTube channel. There are so many sources out there that will tell you what skills you should be using at any point. Have this rotation section open in another tab and keep on referring back to it. Focus on a small section of your rotation and practice it over and over again until you start to feel it becoming muscle memory. It will feel awkward at the start, but after a few minutes, it will become easier and easier. Use the special action key when in the training room to refresh your skills. Do this so you can practice the section you're focusing on with no downtime at all. Once you're comfortable, pick a new part of the rotation to focus on, or simply continue your rotation from where you got to before. Before you know it, you're going to be working your way through your full rotation. Focus on pressing the right buttons in the right order. As you get more comfortable, try and press your skills faster and faster. The point here is to try and get the correct rotation at least partially committed to muscle memory. So when you take your class to open world, raids, fractals, or strike missions, you'll at least have a good idea of what you're meant to be doing. You'll also be able to pick up very quickly if you do something wrong. This little bit of practice you've done now will make any mistakes stand out like a sore thumb. You don't need all that long smacking the golem at this stage. Personally, I may only spend about 30 minutes getting a good idea of the rotation and getting that muscle memory down pat. Now, give yourself a pat on the back. Simply doing this step is probably going to place you near the top of your random pug groups when it comes to DPS. Make a mental note of what your DPS was in the golem, then take your build, run some raids, strikes, fractals, or world bosses with it, and leave this poor soul behind you. Now, every enemy you encounter is a chance to practice your rotation. After a while, you're going to start feeling really comfortable with your class. You know the order that you need to press your skills, you know the timings, how they feel to press, and you've even started making tweaks for certain enemies to make things flow that little bit better. Now, after a few days, weeks, or even months, come back to the golem training room, practice your rotation just like you did before, and watch as your DPS has magically increased. By getting a rough understanding of your rotation, blasting through some content, you're now well ahead of the curve. Double check the ideal order of your skills in whatever rotation guide you're looking at and see if any bad habits have crept in. You might have taken to pressing some utility skills at different points in your rotation, or skipped.
And we are back. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you, Beyonce and Ure for the follows. I really appreciate that. And thank you everyone who came along for raids and the impromptu Dragonstorm tonight. That's really, really appreciated. Let's just clear out some of this
That looks valuable.
inventory here. It's looking a little bit messy, so let's tidy some of that up. Sell junk. Cool. It's looking much better already. Salvage everything there. But it's good to see that we are now well above... Well, actually, we've got 1,000 blue profit shards, which is very nice. Do I get anything from here? Oh, don't have that die. It's quite rare, actually. Let's consume those, send them to the void. Overall, another fairly successful night of raids. Good to see Conduit is still... I think, honestly, relative to other builds, it's just as busted now as it was back then. It's just now there's less competition. So even though it's got like a 5k DPS hit, doesn't matter when it's still doing 55k. Okay, so we got a... do we bother? Actually, yeah, let's grab one of these. Use on that. Deposit that back. The Sigils of Force have actually gone up quite a bit in price. That's interesting. Oh, we're almost capped out on Lucent Motes as well. So we might even sell off all of those. Nope, don't need anything there. Oh no, I do actually. Oh, sold instantly. Nice. Exchanges, we'll convert that. But yeah, we're having some amazing soup that Jess made for us. It's absolutely incredible. Chunky chicken and vegetable stew. Okay, let's see where we are at for some of the currencies. Here we go. Oh, let's just get rid of all of these, honestly. I don't need them. And I'll just sell them to generate some gold.
Nice, that's good, because that was starting to fill up quicker than I would like. I should probably hold on to this stuff. This is End of Dragons legendary stuff, which I will be working on in the near future. Doing pretty well for those. Stabilizing matrices, these can go. We've now eaten breakfast and made lunch. Great. That's going to make your life so much easier. Okay, so that character's dealt with. About to change the strikes, does that mean you might be able to farm LI from the Fast 5? That's a very good question. I don't know. I would probably expect no. I expect they would probably still tie LI to the actual raids themselves. I could see them merging blue profit shards and magnetite shards. I think that would make sense. Combining currencies I think is a good thing for Guild Wars 2 in general. But I'd be surprised if they would do it for Legendary Insights. Because that would really make... that would really make Legendary Armor drastically easy to get. To the point where I'm not sure if they want to go for it. Let's consume everything else here. Salvage, that's a good one I need to keep.
Now I shall break.
I want that.
Bit more gold to play with there. That's a lot of keep construct KP. What's that still doing there? Let's see where Praxis is at. There he is. This will tick off on a weekly. Cool. Weekly done and dusted. And Fermi, what's up? Loving the name change. I could also see it being long enough since Legendary Armor has been released. They could feasibly make it easier to get. I'd be surprised if they did. It turns out you can rename after 2 months, but you can't reuse name until 6 months. Oh, that makes it annoying. So you just wait for your old name. Gone on a journey of names. But this stew that Jess made, absolutely amazing. There's many hours of experience. Okay. Got the guild experience boost. I might set this to reward track gain, actually. Do I have that enrichment sitting somewhere? There it is. So let's add that there. We'll also add it there. Let's go head to free, because they should have a maxed guild hall. Oh, that's the wrong guild hall. That's true, yeah, you can get LI from CMs of the... End of Dragon Strikes. That's very true, actually. But yeah, I don't know if they'd want to give it out for the easy 5. Okay, let's also, I think, swap back to EU. Because, yeah, we'll need that for World versus World. It should be more popular than NA at this time. Oh. Oh, just accidentally opened news. Didn't need that. And cool, we're back in. Gonna be weird if they have some raid encounters give LI for normal mode but not CM, while others give LI for CM but not normal mode. That's very true. So I hope they're able to find a reasonable way to do it. I mean, I think for most people, if you've been raiding for a while, Legendary Insights is just a dud currency that just goes up endlessly. So I'm not fussed if they make it so LIs are easier to get, because you still need the actual raid clears themselves. Yeah, it is a bit of a pointless number now, because what are we on? Yeah, we've made two sets of raid armor on this account, and we're on 607. Let alone when I'm on NA. Ooh, raid god title. Yes, do that. Fractal god, just bring it to raids. Done. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Select team. Oh, that's different. Okay. Let's see if there's EBG. Give us a com to follow. We shall be a lemming. Like pay 3k LI and 50k Magnetite, that would actually give a reasonable sync for LI, which would be great, because there is really no sync. What, you can spend a few a week on guild banners or something? It's not a real sync. Just bounce around. Just if I can find a com, that's great. If not, I'll roam. And we'll learn the build. There's a com. What even build is this? Power, that's a Healy boy. That looks like a DPS build. Where are we at? Tier 4 participation. Gotta go kill something. Let's go. We are green team. And do we have the reward track? We do. I love the Lion's Arch Reborn music. One of my favourite low-key soundtracks in Guild Wars 2. And I might take a bit of a detour. Alt H, we can hide arc now. It's not really helpful. Now, I have no idea how to play Power Luminary in World vs. World. So we are going to be doing this together. What's that skill do? Might just press random buttons. Need to actually check out the guide for this. So what does that one do? Your allies can grant the boons, grant boons, break stun, and it's just port. That's probably going to port to them, do Ring of Warding, then banish. Yeah. It seems like that would cause some shenanigans. Okay, let's try and find the guide. And we'll go catch up with our friendly com. Yeah, World 2 builds, World vs. World. This is the roaming one. Show me blue. Power Hammer Luminary. Combo Sword 2. What is Effulgent Stance? Sword 3, F1, Shield 5, swap. I have no idea what Effulgent Stance is. Where have they moved to? They're going to EBG. Try not to die to fall damage. Got no underwater skills. Okay, so what are Effulgent Stance? Ooh, we've got some peeps here. Cool, tier 4 participation. Got to try and bump up that participation as much as we can. Do we have gathering tools? No, I didn't swap my gathering tools. No, well, we're just not going to gather for a while. Oh, we can swap this for Effulgent Stance. Okay, we'll make sure we read. This reading in general is a good tip. Got to read how our build actually works trait-wise. Look for synergies. Let's just kill everything here. Okay. Stances grant protection and blind affected enemies. Gain vitality, grant Luminary's blessing when you equip a radiant weapon. Reduce incoming strike damage, heal when it expires. Grant boost nearby allies when you equip a radiant weapon. This will be Might and Fury. Grant a bonus based on your equipped radiant weapon. Lingers for a longer period of time after Forge. Gain Light Aura when enter Radiant Forge. Luminary skills detonate Light Aura, damaging enemies and healing allies. Here, resolution's good. More resolution is just enough to up strike damage. Precision's increase, that's just damage modifiers. We've got some supply. Other combos we can use. Hammer 2 into F2. That gives Light Aura. And 5 F3 Forge.
Refreshing.
And 3, 2, 2, and 4, 4. Raditz, what's up, mate? Great to see you. Oh, nice little rank up. It's going to be nice stockpiling some more badges of honor.
I'm in your debt.
Well, I suppose it stays pretty quiet for you. I guess it depends on what region I'm on and on what time as well.
Target identified. Refreshing.
Attack my target.
Okay, so Sovereign of Light, what's that? Sovereign of Light. So Luminary skills detonators. What counts as a Luminary skill? Did I not even get supply? Aren't I a goofy goober? Nice.
Conflagration.
Tier 5 participation. Let's try and get that up there. Let's get more supply. But damn, the reward track gain. Is Luminary still good? Yeah, I think Luminary is still great from everything I've seen. I haven't played a huge amount of Luminary, so it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, Luminary is great because X, Y, and Z. keeps behind.
I wield great wisdom. Never saw it coming.
Target identified. Endurance drained.
Night Owl, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Shouldn't have jumped in there. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Might be making a run back. Oh, we're back up. Yeah, even Ritualist that got absolutely nerfed, it still just really got brought down to the point where it needed to be. Oh, good one. Tier 6 participation.
Wash the pain away.
Oh, game just crashed. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Where is it? Close. Yep. Didn't like that. Oh, well, back in we go. Okay, let's try and find where we are actually going now. Another crash. Hang on, let's disable arc. Let's try again. Yeah, something was going on there that I didn't like. And everything else looks stable, no janky internet issues. I should have gone to like Obsidian Sanctum and then this map. Meh. We're here now. Where is Com? But as soon as we get another gift of battle, we can make about another 2,000 gold. Which that will be very nice. And honestly, if we could even nab a few. Have to see how I'm going for spirit shards, actually. I could be a bit cheeky and convert all my fractal relics into spirit shards, but well, don't die. It's feeling a bit short-sighted if I do that. Let's zoom out a bit. Down this way. Looks like they're going for this keep, which will be nice. Cool. Back up. Okay, so that one gives us stability, radiant courage. That's healing regen. It also gives us light aura. It gives us light aura as well. This one doesn't. Into Radiant Forge will also give us light aura. Effulgent Stance will summon a light aura and generate it and detonate it. That's it. That detonates it. No plans for holiday period. The main things are on like Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. We're still going to bounce around between seeing different families, or not different families, different parts of our families in different areas. There's always like a fair amount of driving involved. But yeah, we've got it paced out this year, so it's pretty relaxed overall, which is nice. But New Year's is always Jess and mine's favourite day of the year. That's sort of like our version of Christmas. That day we'll like play some games throughout the course of the evening, have some drinks, cook some amazing food. That's like our favourite one. What about yourself, Al? What are your plans over the holidays? Leap finishes and symbols of light fields also generate light auras. Do I have any Black Lion boosters? It's 30 minutes, yep. Good, just before that popped as well. Hey, Stockofficial, thank you so much for the sub, mate. I appreciate you. Enjoy no more ads and your wonderful ad emotes. Thank you. Nice, we just got a bunch of points. Don't know if we can push it past 500. Citadel waypoint. I do love Winter's Day. It is my favourite festival. I'm going to work in the cold to 0 degrees Celsius. Wow. Happy rest stream. Well, thank you, Daisuke, for popping in. Do your best to stay warm, and I hope you have a good day at work. Yeah, doing some World vs. World over the coming days, especially with drops, is going to be like a really, really good use of time. It'd be nice if we could honestly load up on some Gifts of Battle. Don't run in. Oh, we're back up. Might even respec into the heal build. Where is the comm? Okay, so this one we are running a heal luminary. Let's go World vs. World, Guardian. Support luminary. Equipping weapons is vital to trigger Illuminate Inspiration. Also no Alpine Borderlands. Okay, so that one we have Illuminate Inspiration, which is recharge of your virtue skills when you equip a Radiant weapon, and Radiant Courage gives us a bajillion boons. Oh wow, we spent like everything. What server are you on these days? Right now I'm on EU.
That looks valuable.
That's where I'll spend most of my time. I usually duck over to NA for Wednesdays for raids, and I usually duck back to EU because it's usually a better time zone for the time that I play. I'll do support Luminary for a bit. So I want to use 3 for boons. Let's heal and remove Condis. Let's block attacks and then slam it. But if there's any luminary enjoys picking well versus the world in chat, feel free to chime in with any tips of things we should be doing. Stalwart stance. Break stuns for nearby allies into a defensive stance. Take reduced damage. It's basically just we're stability bot.
A brilliant ember.
Try the elite signet out too. So what's the benefit of the elite signet? Bro could just heal allies. An active heal. Oof. The resolution, prot, and a bunch of healing. Okay, so it's basically like an empower, but for healing. Good, we're finally maxed out on participation again.
An ancient mountain.
So it's in a 600 range. Damn, that's pretty big.
An ocean trench.
Prob's gonna get some supply. Use it in Desmosium Convergence on Sunday. Okay, nice. I can imagine that would be pretty decent there. Nice. You're really checked there, nice.
A swirling gust.
Don't know what I should be getting. Probably actually testimonies. Yeah. I do remember you saying you were able to run a Relic of Lear for some of the convergences there. That's really cool.
Go for the throat.
Do stun breaks to allies, strong heals, cleanses, and good defensive boons output. And what are we running? I think I'll relic of the pack. That should be fine. Yeah, relic of the pack. Yes, we had pack there for when we were running the quickness shout, whatever it is. Because on top of quickness will also give super speed. Damage reduction, Luminary does insane, so long for every leer. Your Luminary's Blessing buff further reduces strike damage, and second press of Radiant Staff skill also gives a strike damage reduction. Wow, that is huge. So let's go. Gee, pop down some healing food. Load up on sup. And glide. What a fancy glider I've got. Do I have a different Warclaw skin? No, we do not. Really invest in some more skins at some point. Then yourself you can take Stalwart Stance for a 33% damage reduction by striking Condi damage for 5 seconds. Not bad. Yeah, the amount of damage reduction modifiers I can see are absolutely wild. And Sam, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. How's it going? Great to see you. I don't want to actually use it. I want to build. 448, that's pretty high. Doing great waiting for the Claw Jaw Mag, then you got your Winter's Present Shoulder Piece. Nice, that's great. How about yourself? I'm going very well. We're just jumping into a bit of World vs. World. We did some raid trainings on NA earlier. We are sort of trying our hand at some Luminary now. We're running support Luminary, also got a roaming build on there. Because yeah, we want to get at least a few more gifts of battle. Immediate plan is to use one to craft a Frostfang or something, sell it, get about 2k gold for that, which would be pretty nice. And yeah, I'm eventually planning to make all the End of Dragons legendary weapons, so we're going to need like a lot of gifts of battle for that. So it's been something I've been putting off for quite some time, and also because we do have the new hero jumpstart boost. Like, there's a lot more reward track progress there to play with, which is great. Did I get my 20 slot bag from the new hero achievement soon? No, I haven't yet. I'll probably do that over the course of this week. I need skills. I'll gradually, every time I go in water, I will get some skills. I get stronger every single time I take a bath. Go to water set water skills each time you happen to land in water. Exactly my plan. It's completely infallible. Very nice. Weekly Keep Crusher. Sweet. Load up on more supply.
Oh, what brings you here?
Going. Oh, cool, yeah, even just in this little bit we've made some progress on the Gift of Battle, which is nice. As we spend some more time World vs. World this week, I definitely do want to spend a good amount of time in here. Then yeah, as we go up in our, you know, PIP reward tracks, whatever they're called, league rewards. And then yeah, they will start to come in faster and faster. Urusef, I'm going very well. How about yourself? We're doing a bit of World versus World now, starting our progress towards grabbing another Gift of Battle. Been meaning to do it for quite some time. So now we're finally starting to tick it off. Where's Com going? Doing was going to join some World vs. World, but saw that you were in. And I'm not going to bother, need to get batteries. Yeah, what legendary are you working on right now? Juggernaut, ooh, nice, great choice. 100% understandable, been playing since release, major breaks, and still doing exotic gear and hot specs till 3 weeks ago. Oh, nice, and how have you enjoyed being back in Guild Wars 2? You know, at least with the Gift of Battle, it's entirely just spend time in World vs. World. Really have. It's been a blast, so much to do and keep you busy. I mean, I can imagine, especially if you've taken a major break, the sheer amount of things you'd have left to do in Guild Wars 2 would be ridiculous. That's your full HA legendary set. Warbringer, made like 8 legendary weapons, yet so many materials. Wow, that is big. That's some huge progress.
He must have been sitting on an absolute stockpile there. Oh, well, this wall's taking a minute. My friend laughs at asking why he didn't make legendary such how the mats. It was ridiculous nice. So Guild Wars 2 is amazing fun as well. It feels like a good game to play, and it's actually a really hard thing to achieve, I think. It feels good to control your character and move around through the world, especially with the amazing mount system. It feels like you can do things in this game. The world actually feels like there are people in it. It really does. It's honest, you've been playing Guild Wars 2 for 4 to 5 years, 1 month playing PvP, got just world vs world, and never touched PvE again after that. I mean, that's great. If that's the game mode you enjoy, amazing. Dynamic movement's done well. Yeah, Guild Wars 2 does movement really, really well. No supply. It's good. We're ranking up insanely quick, which is good. I would just make that a bit smaller there. That way I can still sort of play, but manage my inventory. I do miss ore from, you know, the original Quarteria. Very nice. Cool, so what we're going to do is take a quick break in a smidge. Just going to go park our character somewhere. So we have to get Calibol, gets trip to Traherne. Couldn't really laugh with his death. I was like, no. He did have a cool story arc. And yeah, the act of getting Calibol was actually quite fun as well. Especially because it's actually a really good way to get some cheaper scented weapons. Nice, we'll be back in a smidge, so sit tight. Now there is a time for complicated and sweaty DPS rotations, and then there is a time for sitting back and pressing 3. So let's dive in with one of the most relaxing DPS builds in Guild Wars 2, Pistol Thief. Welcome back everyone. Pistol Thief is one of the easiest to play DPS builds in all of Guild Wars 2, and despite the need to press hardly any buttons, it actually does a surprising amount of DPS. Now most full DPS builds in Guild Wars 2 will do somewhere over 40k at their absolute maximum. We're not going to be reaching that, but getting above 30k is easily achievable, and that is enough for you to clear almost all areas of Guild Wars 2 endgame. And another unexpected benefit, the fact that this build is so easy to play means that it's very
very hard to mess up. There have even been times where I've found myself at the very top of the DPS charts, all while playing a build where I can literally spin around on my chair while I play. But there is more that you can do with this build, so I'm going to be covering all the different versions of this build, one where you can press literally 0 buttons, one where you can support your team with boons, and another where you can get surprisingly competitive DPS, all while spamming one skill. So let's dive in. Now for Pistol Thief, we must first equip 2 pistols. Now the entire build functions while spamming one skill. That is Pistol 3 Unload. Now the way Thief weapon skills work is that instead of having skill cooldowns like you would on other classes, you instead have initiative, these little diamonds above your skill bar. Now each skill will cost a set amount of initiative, so a lot of different Thief builds actually boil down to just spamming the highest damaging skill per initiative as much as possible, filling time and then spamming again. We're going to be taking that to the extreme here with Unload, which is going to cost us 3 initiative, and if all of your attacks hit, you are going to regain another 2 initiative. Now this combined with your inherent initiative regeneration rate means that you can spam Unload indefinitely, provided that all of your attacks hit. Now one of the first things you're going to want to do is change your auto attack from Vital Shot to Unload. To do that, you can simply hold Control and right click on Unload. And with that, your auto attack icon is now changed, and that is honestly the main skill you need to know about on Pistol. It completely replaces your auto attack, so there's no need to worry about Vital Shot. Bowler Shot is good for a little bit of immobilize, but because we don't have any condition duration baked into this build, the immobilize duration is not particularly long. Headshot is an incredibly useful CC skill, so make sure you at least are aware of what it does. That 2-second daze is quite handy, even if it does cost 4 initiative. And Black Powder is going to create a smoke field which can blind nearby mobs, but because we are a fully ranged build and this is quite expensive in terms of initiative, you'll find yourself very rarely making use of this. Now when it comes to the builds and the different options we have available, I'm going to start with the traits that are consistent across each of the different builds, and then we're going to go into some of the specifics. First up, with Deadly Arts, we're going to take Dagger Training because even though we're not wielding daggers, we're going to get extra power for free. Reveal Training is once again going to give us extra power. The main reason this is here though is that extra 80 power. Expose Weakness will cause you to deal 2% increased damage per unique condition on your target, so while it won't be hugely relevant for you when you're by yourself, when you're with a group of people and the boss has all conditions on it, that's going to be a significant damage increase. Executioner is one of your big damage modifiers, and it's going to cause you to deal 20% extra damage to any target below 50% health. That's a big old modifier. And then Critical Strikes, Keen Observer is going to give you 10% extra critical chance, as well as an extra 5% critical chance when our health is above 50%, so a potential 15% extra crit chance, very handy for reaching crit cap. Twin Fangs is going to cause us to deal 5% increased critical damage, and if we're above 50% health, we're going to deal an extra 2% critical damage, so 7% total. And we're also going to get increased critical hit chance when we are hitting a foe from behind or the sides, if we're flanking them, or if they are defiant. So we're talking any boss above a champion. This is a 7% critical strike increase, and it's very important for us to reach 100% crit chance as a power build. An important deviation from the regular power thief builds is taking the Deadly Aim trait, which is going to cause our pistol attacks to pierce enemies and deal 10% extra damage. So this you can actually cheese by targeting an enemy that is towards the back of a group, attack them, and then hit everything between you and them for a whole bunch of extra cleave damage. So keep that in mind. Ferocious Strikes is some extra critical damage when targets are above 50% health. To power build, damage modifiers are always a good thing. No Quarter is going to make it so that when you land a critical hit when you have Fury, it's going to extend the duration of your Fury. So upkeeping 100% Fury on yourself is very, very easy. On top of that, we're also getting 250 Ferocity, which is a significant damage increase. Now Deadeye is the elite specialization that you typically would associate with Pistol Thief, so we'll cover this one first. For the purposes of this build, the main thing you need to know about Deadeye is that your steel is replaced by Deadeye's Mark, which thanks to the trait Iron Sight will make you deal 10% extra damage to your mark target and take 15% less damage from that target. So it helps with your damage and your survivability. The trait One in the Chamber is going to make it so that whenever you cast a cantrip, which is one of your Deadeye specific skills, you're going to get a new stolen skill, and these stolen skills deal 25% more damage. Now your stolen skills in Deadeye will typically provide boons and deal some damage, so they're nice things to slot in, and this is a nice little free bit of extra damage. Renewing Gaze is an important trait to be aware of, or at least just know how it interacts with your build. So Deadeye's Mark will recharge whenever your marked target is defeated. So you'll mark a target, defeat it, and then as soon as it's gone, you can mark a new target. Make sure you're always marking a target. It gives you a whole bunch of benefits. Premeditation will cause you to deal increased strike damage for each boon that you have. This is a little bit of extra damage when you are by yourself, and you get some extra concentration, so boon duration. This is a nice little bit of extra damage on yourself when you're solo, but when you're in a full group and you have all the boons on you, this can be a huge damage increase. Like we mentioned before, Iron Sight is going to make it so you deal 10% extra damage to your marked target, and you're going to take 15% reduced damage from them. Be Quick or Be Killed will grant you a few seconds of quickness whenever you mark a foe, and you get an extra 200 power and 200 precision whenever you have a target marked. So once again, we're always going to want to be marking a target. Now, a very handy variant of this build that you can run to actually help your team out with providing boons, and is also quite good for running open world, because running around in open world with quickness is amazing, is swapping out the trait Be Quick or Be Killed for Fire for effect. So this is going to make it when it...
And we're back. Well, welcome back, everyone. Okay. Let's see where we are up to now. Try to make sure we get some more participation back. So we just took care of some dishes after Jess made that amazing soup, and took Addie out for a wee. Very productive break. How far away are we? Okay, not too far. Let's grab some chocolate bullets for the road. Let's get some supply. Yeah, when I'm running back to the group, I'll swap to the roaming build. So if I do find someone, I'm not just going to stand there and die very slowly. Where did they go in from? Oh, Pistol Thief sounds like a fun build. We can just switch off your brain. You really can, and because so much of your build just kind of plays itself, it will just work. How'd they actually get in there? Ah, through here. Nice. But yeah, Pistol Thief is fantastic for that. Okay, let's try. Where are we going? Maybe up here. Wow, it's a long way. Come on. Okay, cool. We might be able to get some credit. Nice. Just in time. Great. Really should have gotten my gathering tools off a different character. It would be really nice if gathering tools were account bound rather than, not well, they are account bound, but would just be present on all your characters. Just make a legendary gathering tool armory.
I really do need to make another round of Mystic Clovers as well. Should do that before I remember to purchase all the remaining items I need for the next legendary. $28 gold, nice. And Peter, welcome in. Just wondering what your take would be regarding Berserker and Spellbreaker for Rage. You've been Berserker for a year now, kind of sick of it, can't get past slot 25k in the fights. Would it be easier to do Spellbreaker, but you kind of hate having no mobility without Greatsword on Berserker? Spellbreaker is one of the most consistent, easy to play warrior builds that has a ton of quality of life baked in, namely an easy access to stability, great CC, it's very durable, great access to self-healing as well, and you have that awesome block and full counter. So I think, especially if you've been playing Berserker for a while, swapping to Spellbreaker could be a nice change of pace. It is quite an easy one to actually get good DPS out of on fights. It has a very smooth, perfectly looping rotation, there's various sort of lower intensity versions of it as well. My general preference, and I've always had better success with Spellbreaker in raids because it's just generally easier to play. Berserker is quite fast paced, and especially if you have higher ping, Berserker is actually one of the builds that does get impacted by it the most, just due to how quickly you have to activate your burst skill. Whereas Spellbreaker doesn't really have that issue. But Spellbreaker is not the most flashy DPS build, but it's amazingly consistent and solid. Any recommendations for a build that play well with high pings? Honestly, most builds in Guild Wars 2 kind of play fine with high ping, because Guild Wars 2 actually deals with high ping really, really well. The exceptions will be things that have a lot of very rapid skill cast. The higher APM your build is, the more impacted it's going to be by your ping. That's why Berserker, because it's actually quite high APM, is one of those. Elementalist does struggle a bit, but I played Elementalist at like a reasonably high level without too many issues because the attunement swapping is impacted by it. The main difference is it's just going to slow down how quickly you can activate certain skills. Not by, a huge amount, but you'll swap through attunements slower, you'll use burst skills on Warrior slower, you'll actually swap through Legends on Revenant slower, but Revenant doesn't swap as much as something like Elementalist would. But ones that I think really play well with high ping, the simpler the build is, the better. And Gareth, thank you so much for the follow. So I think Spellbreaker is actually one that I think works really, really well. I think quite a few Revenant builds, because they also actually flow quite well and allow you to queue your skills pretty well, actually work alright. Like Condi Renegade is still, to this day, the build that I have gotten the closest to an actual DPS benchmark on. I got within 2% of the actual benchmark. And I did that on Condi Renegade, which is actually one that is a little bit more impacted by ping. Reaper's another really good one. Obviously there's like Pistol Thief, because you literally don't press any buttons, so ping really isn't a factor. Virtuoso's also pretty good. Scrapper and Amalgam really quite good as well. Engineer struggles a little bit with high ping if you have lots of kits, because the swapping to and from kits is impacted by ping. Are we still trying to figure out how to consistently jump over waves with the high ping? That does take a bit to get used to, that's true. It's actually going to be you jump before them. The trick I found, because like I had to deal with jumping over the spinning laser beam in Ceres CM and LCM, the trick is to jump into it, or try and jump onto the shockwave, and if you have high ping, that will count as you jumping over it. So once you get used to that, it stops being an issue. But yeah, it is different, can be a little bit jank. And yeah, the number of comments I get on stream of like, why are you jumping with that timing? Is because, you know, I've got, 250 ping. That is the timing I need to do. Oh, don't get a whisper here. Oh, Sven, nice. Oh, the candy core spear. Let's take a look. Oh, that's a pretty cool one, actually. That is not a bad skin, actually. Quite like that. Nice. How do you describe the point of Spellbreaker? As in Berserk's all about hitting F1 and building rage? As someone who doesn't play a lot of Warrior, Spellbreaker sort of thematically is all about sort of, a boon ripping class. That's kind of what it's built around. Like its elite skill wins of disenchantment or banish disenchantment, whatever its elite skill is, fancy bubble. Very, very good for ripping boons. So a lot of Spellbreaker is about ripping boons and preventing enemies from building up boons. So then all that good stuff that comes from people not having boons. But really, for PvE, it basically plays like this is Core Warrior, but it has more damage modifiers, and it has the amazing skill Full Counter. And aside from that, it basically plays the same as Core Warrior, at least from PvE. But it has a lot of quality of life baked in, like there's a lot of lifesteal on some of its traits that can make it incredibly durable. But yeah, thematically, it's the boon ripping warrior, but practically for your experience in PvE, it's going to be Core Warrior, but with more stuff. Yeah, full counter, you want to use that before like big attacks as well. Like you have the awesome full counter skill, that's like another super nice thing you get.
History is mine. Target identified. Illuminate. Together, we shall return. My life shields me.
I was in some deep trouble. This is pretty serious.
Fuel the flame. Back in fighting. The way is closing the cross.
Try and keep an eye on our tag here. Where is the tag?
Target shields me. This, closing the gap. I'll cover you. Brace yourselves.
Oof. As a full counter work on a wing 8 boss on its third slam that we usually jump over? I'm not sure, actually. Because I don't play a huge amount of warrior, but it might work. Ah, that a mob.
March on.
Con, where are you? And thank you, Sky and Empire, for the follows as well. I really appreciate that. It's definitely pretty durable, even though I'm in basically full dragons. So a bit big of a squad there. That's okay. Let's go waddle down this way. Much loot. Where are we at? Okay, match overview. Oh, so almost done with wood. Nice. Exterminator. Nice. It'd be good to eventually build up some more badges of honor. And also, we are also going to get to a point eventually where we no longer have any need of them. The main thing we've been using them for is getting like the odd stat selectable exotic weapon. Because I've been a bit too cheap to get ascended ones. Same thing with aqua breathers as well. Quite often buy aqua breathers from World vs. World. But eventually I will stop needing aqua breathers. Also when I craft a legendary aqua breather. Also won't need it after that. How are we doing in terms of foods? Oh yeah, let's go eat some noms. Yeah, I will run this. And in terms of utility, so glad we got the portable bank. Use and pop that back. Nice. Every character can access food. And wardrobe. Oddly enough, I actually don't mind how that sword looks. I feel like we can do something better with the armor. So I need to focus on getting some more char armor. And for me, an important detail about full counter is that it's not a block. It reduces damage of the hit by 100%, but you still get hit. So Condis apply. With hit debuffs, you get the debuff. It does CC, get hit by CC. That's really good to know. And some attacks, especially in Rays, don't do normal damage. They rather just put you in down state, so you can't full counter them. Good point as well. So there's going to be some things you can full counter, and there's going to be some things you can't. I guess really the only way to know is like to watch some guides, check the wiki, or just try it, and then remember which one's down you. But also, we've made so much progress in our Gift of Battle just in like the last hour. It's been crazy. So how do you know what to full counter? Test it, die to it, laugh about it, learn. Basically, yeah. And because full counter also does a burst of damage as well, so it's effectively, in quite a lot of cases, turning your dodge into like an Omega burst button. Or where you would normally dodge, instead do a big burst of damage. So you can think of Spellbreaker as Core Warrior, but with much more just quality of life tools. Let's do a small evade after the full counter proc, which I guess is useful somewhere. That's a good point. Yeah, I'm not a warrior main either. It's actually my least played class. But of the warrior classes, or warrior specializations, Spellbreaker is easily my favorite. It's not even really a competition.
Yeah, full count. Spellbreaker F2, yeah.
Maybe I was the illusion all along.
The way is lit. Illuminate!
Apparently DPS Amalgam's good in War vs. what they're saying in Squad. Try that out at some point. I do enjoy some Amalgam. Imagine it's just because the elite skill is like Giga AoE Cleave.
Pressure. Feel my wrath.
That one. Your allies when you grant them boons. Grant boons. It's a stun break. And Zorg's welcome in. Funny to see how they somehow made Song of the Mist Conduit feel better to play. I mean, yeah, the fact they actually reduced... I think that's because they reduced the cost of your elite, your Twin Moon Scythe, from 30 energy down to 25. I have to double check that. Can't tell if that was a PvP or World vs. World only. Reduce energy cost from 30 to 25. Yeah, it just makes the Song of the Mist version feel even better to play. Yep, big stun break. That was a fun banish right there. Nice. Very nice. It's a bunch of progress. Okay, let's go park our character. Maybe over here. So Peony is still going. And he is going as well. PD will probs be finishing out. Head over to Annie today. But we'll probably write out that last world versus world tick as well. And where are we at in terms of our... Like, we're straight up. In about an hour, we did half of our Gift of Battle War track, almost, which is pretty insane. Maybe an hour and a half, we did about half. That's really, really good. Like now, especially if you've got some boosters, now's a really good time to jump into world versus world because of the new hero jumpstart boost. Because yeah, that's 30% extra world versus world war track progress, and stack that on top of your guild hall buff, your experience buff as well. So yeah, get 50% of war track gain here. We're getting Black Lion boost as well. We've got some Black Lion boosters floating around, so they will further up it. So yeah, I was getting like 450 odd, 448 I think, points per tick, which is really, really good considering it takes 500 points for like a reward. Any change on Power Amalgam PvE? I think it basically just had its DPS slightly nerfed. Most of the changes were focused on Condi Amalgam. Let's take a look. Engineer Amalgam Mercurial Tendencies, reduce the cooldown reduction from 2 to 3. Carbolic Composition, so that one impacts the power one slightly. Oh, got a spider. We'll be right back. Now there is a time for complicated and sweaty DPS rotations, and then there is a time for sitting back and pressing 3. So let's dive in with one of the most relaxing DPS builds in Guild Wars 2, Pistol Thief. Welcome back everyone. Pistol Thief is one of the easiest to play DPS builds in all of Guild Wars 2, and despite the need to press hardly any buttons, it actually does a surprising amount of DPS. Now most full DPS builds in Guild Wars 2 will do somewhere over 40k at their absolute maximum. We're not going to be reaching that, but getting above 30k is easily achievable, and that is enough for you to clear almost all areas of Guild Wars 2 endgame. And another unexpected benefit, the fact that this build is so easy to play means that it's very hard to mess up. There have even been times where I've found myself at the very top of the DPS charts, all while playing a build where I can literally spin around on my chair while I play. But there is more that you can do with this build, so I'm going to be covering all the different versions of this build, one where you can press literally 0 buttons, one where you can support your team with boons, and another where you can get surprisingly competitive DPS, all while spamming one skill. So let's dive in. Now for Pistol Thief, we must first equip 2 pistols. Now the entire build functions while spamming one skill. That is Pistol 3 Unload. Now the way Thief weapon skills work is that instead of having skill cooldowns like you would on other classes, you instead have initiative, these little diamonds above your skill bar. Now each skill will cost a set amount of initiative, so a lot of different Thief builds actually boil down to just spamming the highest damaging skill per initiative as much as possible, filling time and then spamming again. We're going to be taking that to the extreme here with Unload, which is going to cost us 3 initiative, and if all of your attacks hit, you are going to regain another 2 initiative. Now this combined with your inherent initiative regeneration rate means that you can spam Unload indefinitely, provided that all of your attacks hit. Now one of the first things you're going to want to do is change your auto attack from Vital Shot to Unload. To do that, you can simply hold Control and right click on Unload. And with that, your auto attack icon is now changed, and that is honestly the main skill you need to know about on Pistol. It completely replaces your auto attack, so there's no need to worry about Vital Shot. Bowler Shot is good for a little bit of immobilize, but because we don't have any condition duration baked into this build, the immobilized duration is not particularly long. Headshot is an incredibly useful CC skill, so make sure you at least are aware of what it does. That 2-second daze is quite handy, even if it does cost 4 initiative. And Black Powder is going to create a smoke field which can blind nearby mobs, but because we are a fully ranged build and this is quite expensive in terms of initiative, you'll find yourself very rarely making use of this. Now when it comes to the builds and the different options we have available, I'm going to start with the traits that are consistent across each of the different builds, and then we're going to go into some of the specifics. First up with Deadly Arts, we're going to take Dagger Training because even though we're not wielding daggers, we're going to get extra power for free. Reveal Training is once again going to give us extra power. The main reason this is here though is that extra 80 power. Expose Weakness will cause you to deal 2% increased damage per unique condition on your target. So while it won't be hugely relevant for you when you're by yourself, when you're with a group of people and the boss has all conditions on it, that's going to be a significant damage increase. Executioner is one of your big damage modifiers, and it's going to cause you to deal 20% extra damage to any target below 50% health. That's a big old modifier. And then critical strikes. Keen Observer is going to give you 10% extra critical chance, as well as an extra 5% critical chance when our health is above 50%. So a potential 15% extra crit chance, very handy for reaching crit cap. Twin Fangs is going to cause us to deal 5% increased critical damage, and if we're above 50% health, we're going to deal an extra 2% critical damage, so 7% total. And we're also going to get increased critical hit chance when we are hitting a foe from behind or the sides. If we're flanking.
And we're back. Welcome back. Everyone just had to go and kill a spider in the other room, which is all taken care of. A bit salty, you farm most of your 17 gifts of battle gold just for the buff hit now. Oof, that's rough. But hey, at least you could maybe use World vs. World to finish off some other reward tracks that you need in the meantime. And Summons, welcome in. You're starting Guild Wars 2 for the first time. What class do you make? There's no bad choice. Every single class in Guild Wars 2 has amazing builds, even just for a point of comparison. And let's go over to display here. Let's go. This is just for endgame PvE. And thank you, Despike, for the follow. This list here is every relevant build that is worth knowing and has like a niche or a role in endgame PvE, namely raids. There are, I'm going to wager hundreds of builds just on this page alone. And this is just in raids. It doesn't really touch on open world builds, which there's a whole wealth of them. There's PvP, World vs. World. Every single class has great builds, so there is objectively no bad choice for what you want to make. So it's really just going to come down to what do you like the style of, what do you enjoy the aesthetic of, what gameplay style do you enjoy. And a little pro tip, what you can actually do. Let's actually make sure my alcohol gets last tick here. What you can do after you complete the tutorial mission, instantly after you complete it, you can press the little PvP icon at the top here, enter the PvP lobby, and everything about your class that you have access to, like all the elite specializations for the expansions that you have, you'll be level 80, unlocked. It will be unlocked, and you can just try them at your leisure to see what you enjoy the style of. And then if you do like the class, keep it, and if you don't, you can delete it. But ones that I do tend to recommend to people are Necromancer, because yeah, second health bar you get from Death Shroud is a nice little buffer that can make it easier for people. Ranger is great because you have the AI control pet, which can just take a bit of the pressure off you as a new player. Guardian's a really good one as well. Lots of nice defensive utility there. If you have if you have expansions in every class can fill every role with a couple of small exceptions. So you're free to play the healing build. If you are free to play, then the healing builds are a bit more niche. Yeah, a lot of healing builds do really want expansions to work in PvE. And if you play Guild Wars 2 enough, get the expansions. They're the best thing you can do for your overall enjoyment of the game. Cool, we've got a few more of those. Nice. If you're free to play, it's generally best to go for DPS builds. Yes, absolutely. Quite a few core builds will have an acceptable DPS build, but expansion class are typically better. The best class, the one that's most fun to you? Yeah, that's it. Every class has great builds, so pick the one you enjoy. You can't get it wrong, and Guild Wars 2 is a game that encourages you very heavily to play multiple characters. And if you play Guild Wars 2 enough, you will just have one of every class. So it's not really an issue. The best class is whatever your main is. You specifically, for me, I love it. But okay, let's go tee up this raid now. We're going to head out to Fireball Annie. So thank you all so much, everyone, for hanging out with us this evening. It has been fantastic. Thank you to everyone who came along for raids. That was a brilliant time. Yeah, and change of plans this week. We do have a surprise round of drops coming. So the plan is we're still sussing out the exact times. We may be doing a stream Friday night, much later than what we normally would, because Jess and I are busy for the first part of the evening. But we may come back and
do a stream after that. If we don't do that, then we'll be live on Saturday, and we'll be live on Sunday as well. For a bonus stream on Saturday, an extra long stream on Sunday. We'll be playing some Guild Wars 2, which is going to be a great time. So looking forward to seeing everyone. If not on Friday, I'll see you all on Saturday and then Sunday. Then Monday will be going on as well, which is going to be a good time. But yeah, we're going to go say hi to Annie now, who's doing some Guild Wars 2. Looks like they're doing potentially a giveaway right now, which is very, very nice. But yeah, you all take care. It's been great fun, and we'll see you all in a few days. Cheers. Today, you're going to learn exactly how to gear your character in Guild Wars 2. I've played Guild Wars 2 for 11 years, and one of my favorite features is the lack of gear grind. The gear I got back in 2012 is just as good now as it was back then. But despite how convenient this is in the long term, getting your first set of gear as a new player can seem overwhelming. There's dozens of different stat types, multiple tiers of gear, and so many different ways to obtain the gear that you need. So today I'm taking my 11 years of experience and breaking down exactly how you should be gearing up your characters. Let's dive in. Welcome back, friends. Before we delve headfirst into raids, strikes, fractals, or world versus world in Guild Wars 2, you're gonna make your life so much easier if you start off on the right foot with a good set of gear. But there are so many